This is the first of 3 films which are aimed to give some basic tips on how to identify artifacts, particularly in history collections. In history museums, identifications are very varied and very wide-ranging. And so it often gives quite a lot of challenge to curators and other museum workers. But actually, it's a really important part of the job. Often, the questions that are asked are, what is it? How old is it? How was it used? And who made it? So these films are going to focus around answering those questions. Now, each object that's man-made has a number of key attributes. It has shape or form. It's obviously made of a material, and it has a function. And quite a lot of those artifacts also have a design style to them. Sometimes they've got marks of either making or quality, or they've got signs of use. So there are 6 key elements to keep in mind. And if you don't know what the function is, then obviously there are 5 clues that you can use in terms of form, materials, design style, marks, and signs of use. And all of those together, hopefully, would bring you towards at least a good understanding or at least a good guess of what that function is. If you think of those 6 elements, including the function, as 2 concentric triangles with form, function, and material in the middle, and design style, signs of use, and marks and inscriptions on the outside, then you have a system by which you can proceed through this interrogation of the object. And let's just think for the moment about form, and we'll look at these 4 hammers, all of which have the same purpose, but have different shapes, different forms, and are made from different materials because their function also differs. So the first one is one that I suppose we're all familiar with, which is a basic claw hammer, which has a head for knocking and a 2-pronged claw used for extracting nails or tacks, etc. And in this case, quite a small-scale hammer, but with a decent handle on it. If then you move to what's known as a ball peen hammer, or an engineer's hammer, this is designed for working with metal. Again, you have the handle and you have the head, but on the other side from the head, you have what's known as a ball peen, which is designed for planishing, i.e. making small indentations in sheet metal, or flattening rivets. So this is used with metal, whereas the claw hammer is very much used with wood. If, on the other hand, you're working with very sensitive sheet metal or some other material that would be indented by these heads of these hammers, then this is a hammer that actually has a head made of a roll of leather, glued and tacked together. And then last but not least, the Bluebird Toffee hammer. This is designed to break up a tray or a sheet or a block of toffee, particularly if it's nice and cold, so it's quite brittle. For that, you don't need a hammer that big. So you want something that's quite small, quite delicate. These would often be sold with the toffee. And it's plated, although it's still made of iron or steel, it's plated so it doesn't tarnish, because it's in close proximity to the food. So you've got 4 similar objects. They're all hammers, they all are meant to exert force on a material, but they are functioning in the same way, but their form and the materials from which they're made are radically different. And I think that hopefully illustrates quite well that interrelationship between form, function, and material. So with these two concentric triangles in mind, the inner one with form, function, and materials, and the outer one with design style, signs of use, and inscriptions, we have a schema that allows us to interrogate an object. Now, in the second film, we'll look at the interrelationship between form and materials as a way of leading us towards an understanding of what the function is likely to be. And in the third film, we'll look at design style, marks and inscriptions, and signs of use. These films are designed to support a whole range of resources that are available on the Social History Curators Group firstBASE website. And there are references to publications, museum collections, and web resources, which obviously provide far more detail. What we're looking at here is a basic schema to approach this process of identification.